Sometimes the greatest innovations aren't the result of meticulous planning or deliberate action, but very often they are a string of happy accidents which lead to something which can change the world. So let's explore the stories behind some of these accidental innovations. And please remember to give us a little thumbs up below, subscribe to this channel if you too want to have some inspiration for innovation, because it would mean the world to me. So here we go, 5 accidental innovation stories that you should know about. I'll tell you the story first and see if you can guess what the innovation is that we're talking about. Number 5. In 1945, Percy Spencer was an engineer at Raytheon who was working on a new radar system. And while he was working, he realized that the candy bar in his pocket was melting when he was near the radar system. And he quickly realized that it was the microwaves from the system that was melting the candy. And as any engineer would, he decided to test it on popcorn. Don't know how you would come to that conclusion, but hey, I'm not an engineer. And before you know it, everyone was popping corn in the office and the microwave was born, warming up the finest foods all over the world. Number 4. In 1968, Spencer Silver, a chemist at 3M, was trying to create this kind of really strong adhesive for aerospace use. That didn't quite work out and he created a really weak adhesive which could easily be removed without leaving any kind of residue. But it wasn't until years later when one of his colleagues, Art Fry, realized that there may be a use for this weak adhesive. See, Art was an avid singer in church. Hallelujah. And he got really frustrated every time the bookmarks he had in his hymn book just kept on falling out. He then applied some of Spencer's weak ass glue and his bookmarks stayed nicely put, which led to the development of the post-it notes. By the way, most people will know the post-its as little yellow post-it notes. This is not by design. The reality was when they created these, the warehouse next door had a whole bunch of canary yellow paper left over. Hence, the most iconic color for these. Canary yellow. Number 3. In 1938, Roy Plunkett, a chemist at DuPont, was attempting to create a new refrigerant. And while he was working in the lab in the wee hours, he discovered a new material that had very low friction, was highly resistant to any kind of chemicals and heat, and was not reactive with any of the other materials that he was using. These properties made it an ideal material for use in a wide range of applications, from insulation for electrical wiring to non-stick coatings for cookware. And yes, we're of course talking about Teflon. By the way, if you know of any other accidental innovations which we should cover in the next video, leave them in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Number 2. In 1928, Alexander Fleming, a Scottish biologist, noticed that a petri dish of the Staphylococcus bacteria had been contaminated by a mold called penicillium. I think you can see where this one's going. I should have hit it a bit better. And upon closer inspection, he realized that the bacteria surrounding the mold had all been killed, leading to the development of the first antibiotic, which manages conditions such as rheumatic fever, syphilis, Lyme disease, and is thought that since its discovery in the 1940s, it saved tens of millions of lives. And before we get to number 1, I want you to remember that sometimes the best innovations come from very unexpected places. They're not always by design. But more importantly, these would not have been discovered if it hadn't been for people taking action, doing something. They all experimented, they all made mistakes, and they all kind of went on these interesting new paths which led them to new discoveries. Number 1. In 1886, Atlanta pharmacist John Pemberton was attempting to create a new tonic that could cure headaches and relieve fatigue. He mixed various ingredients together such as coca leaves and cola nuts and accidentally created this sweet, dark looking drink which was initially sold as medicine but became the popular soft drink we now of course all know by the name of Coca-Cola. Coca leaves, cola nuts. Get it? Now a popular question here is, was there actually cocaine in the making of Coca-Cola? And the simple answer is yes. The original Coca-Cola recipe included coca leaf extract, which technically is cocaine, but the amount was fairly small and it was not considered harmful at that time. But keep in mind that things like asbestos and lead were also considered not that harmful in those days. Anyway, but of course, as concerns about the addictive and harmful effects of cocaine grew, the company began removing it from its recipe in the early 1900s. And today, Coca-Cola only contains a non-narcotic coca leaf extract that has the cocaine alkaloid removed altogether. Boo. Clearly, all of these examples were from the previous century, but click on this video over here to see some of the innovations that are happening right now and that will only get bigger this year. Thank you for watching.